Good morning, everyone. My name is Andy Lezondi. I'll be your teacher for MathsLit. Today, we're looking at a new section. If you recall, currently we're looking at measurements. We've done measuring length, we've done measuring mass. Today, we're looking at measuring volume. That's our topic for today. Now, should you have any questions, feel free to pick up your hand. Otherwise, write on your chat box. I'll give you a couple of questions during this lesson. So if I ask you questions, please write your answers on the chat box, right? So, and only raise your hand to ask questions. Okay, so let's start today's lesson. As I've said, we're looking at measuring volume. By the end of today's lesson, you should know the following. How to determine volume. So today's lesson, we're looking at measuring, not so much calculating volume, measuring volume, right? And we'll also be looking at calculating consumption rate. Now, when I say consumption rate, I basically mean how much time it takes something, maybe like a car, to consume a certain amount of petrol, right? So that is my consumption rate. Okay, now let's carry on. Okay, you should know these two terminologies. They are very, very important for this section. Okay, first one is capacity. Now, learners have a tendency of confusing these two, capacity and volume, right? Capacity, this is the amount of space, right? You can also say it's the amount of 3D space available to hold something, right? So for example, if I have a cup, okay, right, there's my cup, right? The space within the cup, is my capacity, right? Now volume, so this would be my capacity, cap or capacity. Now volume is the amount of 3D space occupied by an object, right? So if you have water inside this cup, right? So this will be your volume. The amount of water inside the cup will be your volume. Whereas the total space available to hold water will be your capacity, right? So don't confuse those two, capacity and volume. Okay, now let's carry on. Okay, measuring instruments. We're basically looking at simple measuring instruments that you're familiar with. For example, we're looking at measuring instruments such as spoons and cups, right? Spoons and cups. Obviously, this applies mainly if you're maybe making a certain recipe. If you're working on a certain recipe, you'll be using cups and spoons to measure your quantities, right? So these will basically measure your millimeters, right? ml stands for millimeter, right? Okay, jugs, bottles, and canisters, we're looking at liters here, right? These will basically measure liters. Okay, by the way, we're moving from small to big. And buckets and wheelbarrows, right? Wheelbarrows have a capacity of holding large quantities of liquid. So these are kiloliters. So these are small, milliliters are small, right? And then as you go down, we're looking at larger. So this is actually simple. So these are larger quantities. When I say kilo, I basically mean 1,000. This is large or largest. So basically for this section, you need to know how to work with milliliters, liters, and kiloliters. Now let us recap revision, right? Okay, now to convert between milliliters, which is the smallest of them all, to liters, right? The conversion is 1,000. So 1000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter, right? Okay, 1000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. And then 1000 liters is equal to 1 kiloliter. So you just need to know that 1 liter is 1000 milliliters. So the conversion factor is 1000. And 1 kiloliter is equal to 1000 liters, right? So basically, to move from kiloliters, right, to liters, you times by 1000. From liters to milliliters, you times by 1000, right? So basically, to convert from big, right, to small, you times, right? And the reverse is true. If I'm moving from small unit to bigger unit, I divide by 1000, right? So this is actually easy, right? But just in case you forget, you can use this table here. Okay, this table basically helped me to remember how to convert between these three units: milliliters, M is for milliliters, L in the middle is for liters, and K is for kiloliters. You don't need to know what these mean, right? But I'll tell you just for your personal enrichment, right? Okay, milliliters, these are centiliters, which you don't do, and these are deci, these are obviously liters, deca, hectare, and kilo. Remember, you only need to know kilo, you only need to know kilo, your liter, and your milliliter. Okay, let's say you've forgotten how to convert between liters and milliliters, right? So all you do, just draw the table, and by L for liters, write your 1, and then add zeros till you reach your M for milliliters. So your conversion between liters and milliliters will be 1000 milliliters. Okay. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say you're converting between kiloliters and liters. Same thing will apply, right? In line with K, just write a 1 and add zeros. 1 in line with H and D and L. So again, 1 kiloliter is equal to 1000 liters. So 1 kiloliter there, right? Kiloliter, remember kiloliter is equal to 1000 liters, right? I think so far it's simple, that's quite easy. Okay, now let's say you're required to convert between kiloliters and milliliters, right? Okay, so what you'll do in this case, you'll write a 1, right? Let me just erase, if I can have space. Let me just erase this. Okay, now let's say I'm converting between kiloliters and milliliters, right? Kiloliters and milliliters. So what I'll do, I'll write a 1 from kilo, and then I'll add zeros up until I reach M for milli. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In other words, 1 kiloliter, just in case they ask you, is equal to 1 million milliliters. So you basically need a million of these small guys, the millis, to give you 1 kiloliter, right? Now let's say you forgot a very basic mnemonic. That will be easy for you to remember, right? So in case you use this, remember this mnemonic is also applicable to your mass and also applicable to your length. Okay. Okay. K will be kitchen. H has D done, L a lot, D damage, C catching, M mice. right? So kitchen has done lots of damage catching mice. I can just write that for you. Kitchen, okay, this is the name of a person, by the way, has, okay, D is for done, has done. Here I just say L, a lot, so capital L, a lot of damage, damage, C is for catching. So this way, there's no way you can forget this. Kitchen has done a lot of damage catching. M is for mice. So that's how you remember the K, H, D, L, D, C, M, right? So I think it's simple thus far. Okay, let's continue. Okay, remember, should you have any questions, feel free to write on the chat. Okay, activity 1. Okay, here it says an N of boiling water in an office has a capacity of 20 liters. Now with measurements, make sure that you underline each and every figure that you have and understand what it is, right? So I'll write in a short annotation to say this is the capacity, right? Capacity of the N. The N is able to carry 20 liters. Remember, capacity is the amount of space inside the N. So it can carry 20 liters. Now the question says, if it is filled to maximum capacity, that means if it is, when I say maximum, basically to full capacity, which is the amount it can hold, 20 liters, right? Calculate the number of 250 ml cups. So this is the capacity of the cup that can be shed from it, right? In other words, want to know how many 250 cups, right, I can get from 20 liters. How many 250 cups will I be able to get from 20 liters? So that is my question, right? Okay, for this short one, I want you guys to work with me, right? Can you basically calculate how many 250 ml cups can you get from 20 liters of N, right? I'll give you guys just a couple of seconds to do this one because you guys are smart, I know that, and you're old, so give you guys little amount of time. Unlike when I teach grade 8, then I give them a lot of time. So what is your answer? Remember, you can just write your answer on the chat. I want to know how many 250 ml cups can you get from 20 liters of N, right? Okay, let me see if there are any answers, right? Remember, learners, you need to work with me here so that you'll understand it as much as possible. Because if you don't work with me, you'll be basically left behind. So while you're thinking about that, let me just continue. Okay, so basically for the number of cups, right? First of all, you need to identify, you need to see, you can only work with similar units. In this case, you have liters. In this case, for the N, and then for the cup, you have milliliters, right? So you need to work with like with like, right? You can see milliliters and milliliters are not the same. So you need to convert your liters to milliliters or your milliliters to liters, right? Okay, remember the conversion here will be 1 liter is equal to 1,000. Remember, learners, you must know this off by heart, but I'm sure it's simple because you've been doing this from the lower grades. Okay, so now if I'm moving from milliliters, right, from the small units to the bigger unit, I need to divide by the factor of 1,000, right? In other words, I'm moving from 1,000, right? What must I do to 1,000 to make it a 1, right? Obviously, in this case, you're looking at multiplication or division, right? Okay. what must you do? You're obviously dividing by 1,000, right? So, okay, Janet, okay, I think her name is Janet, is 80 times. Let me just see if she's correct. Okay, now, obviously, how do I do that? 250 divided by 1,000. So let me write my answer here. Use a different color to make my life easy. Use yellow. So in this case, 250 mils, right? We are changing 250 to liters, right? So you need to divide by 1,000. If you divide by 1,000, your answer will be 0.25 liters. 0.25 liters. That's step number 1. All right. Then after that, for number, let me see if you guys are correct. Number of cups. Remember, I want to know the number of cups. It will be 20 liters divided by 0.25. Just use a calculator. Remember, units must be the same. It's very, very important. So that will cancel out, and you'll have 20 divided by 0.25, right? One of the learners, Jared, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, just forgive me, got 80. Let's see if you are correct. 80 times, well done, right? Well done. So 80 times. So, okay, that's very, very good. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay. Now in this case, after everyone has had their morning tea, there are only 6 liters of water left in the end, right? So obviously it was 20, now there are 6. It was 20, now there are 6. Okay, let me just use my red. Okay, now they say how much water is this in milliliters? Okay, remember we're starting off easy. How much water is this in milliliters, right? 6,000 liters. I want to know how much is it in terms of milliliters, right? Here's a clue. You're using this conversion. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, right? Here we're just revising conversions. Okay, can anyone tell me how many milliliters is 6 liters? How many milliliters is 6 liters, right? Anyone tell me how many, right? Okay, while you guys are writing your answers, while you think about it, the conversion is 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters, right? So if I'm moving from liters, right, to milliliters, right? Remember, there's more milliliters than 1 liter, so I need to multiply, right? Another way of thinking about this, how do I convert 1 to 1,000 if I can only divide or multiply? So obviously, in order for 1 to be 1,000, you need to multiply 1 by 1,000 to get 1,000. So your answer will be 6, right, times 1,000. Of course, you're now changing liters to milliliters. 1,000 milliliters. Answer should be 6,000 milliliters. Okay, this one was simple. Now, okay, how many 250 ml cups of water are left in the end? Okay, this one is easy as well. You basically used the same method that you used for A, right? How many 250 cups are left in the end, right? What are your answers, learners? What are your answers? How many 250 ml cups are now left in the end, right? Okay, obviously now I need to know how many times can 250 go into 6,000, right? So in this case, I'll just say 6,000, right? 6,000, which is liters, right? Divided by 250, 250 mils. Okay, and what is your answer? Okay, let me see your chat. Okay, again, Jared says 24. Okay, very, very active learner. I'm sure they get very, very high marks in school. Excellent, 24 times is correct. 24 times is correct. And that's what is important with this type of questions is that the units must be the same. So you can't divide 6 liters with 250. The answer will be incorrect. Okay, last question. What percentage is the remaining 6 liters? What percentage is the remaining 6 liters of the end's capacity, right? Okay. Okay, this is also a nice question. What percentage is the remaining 6 liters of the end's capacity, right? Okay. For this one, learners, just give me a percentage. Your answer is a percentage, right? Don't show me how you got your answer. Just give me your answer as a percentage. I need to know what percentage of the remaining 6 liters of the end's capacity. What percentage? Okay. While you're thinking, I'm thinking of writing. Okay, let me give you a couple of seconds for this one. Just a few more seconds for this one. Okay. Obviously, your answer must be percentage. Answer must be percentage, right? When you're comparing two things, you're comparing the 6 liters, which is left, and the end's capacity. So you need to remind yourself, what is the end's capacity, right? The capacity of the end weight is 20 liters. Okay. Okay, now let me check for those who did this sum with me. Let me check your answers, right? So percentage, okay, obviously to change, you need to know how to change decimal, fraction, conic fraction, and percentage. You need to know how to change those three. Okay. So what percentage, right? Here's the clue. When I say what percentage is something of something, always take the small units. The small unit is, or the small amount, which is in this case 6 liters. Right. Capacity, what the capacity of the end? It is 20 liters. Capacity of the end is 20 liters. Now to change a common fraction to a percentage, I need to multiply by 100. Okay, well done again. I can see the answer 30% there. Okay, 30, 6 over 20 is 30%. Very, very good. Okay, this one was nice and easy. Then as remember, the more you do, the better you do in an exam. Okay, now let us continue. Okay, those are your answers. Okay, now activity two deals with consumption, right? Consumption rate, right? Remember, consumption basically comes from the word consume. It means to use, right? Obviously, cars also consume petrol. So this question applies to cars. Now, let us read together and analyze the question, and I'll let you guys do it in a few minutes, a few seconds. Petrol cost 11 Rand 72. Okay, at this time it's costed 11 Rand 72. And now I think it's gone up per liter. So every liter, by each and every liter you'll need 11 Rand 72 cents, right? For every liter, right? For every liter. Okay. Now they say calculate how much it costs to fill up a car that has a tank with a capacity of 50 liters, right? 1 liter costs 11 Rand 72, I mean. How much it will cost you to fill up a car with a tank of 50 liters? Okay, write your answer on your chat. Write your answer on your chat. How much will cost you to fill up a car with 50 liters? Right? How much will cost you to fill up a car with a capacity of 50 liters? Okay. I'm giving you a couple of seconds, learners. Couple of seconds. This one is easy. As soon as you are done with this one, feel free to write your answer on the chat. Okay. 1 liter cost 11.72. How much will cost you to fill up the car with 50 liters? Okay, let me proceed. Right. Okay, for this one, basically we can use cross multiplication. It's actually simple. If 1 liter cost 11 rand 72, right? So for 50 liters, you need 50 11 rand 72. So for A, okay, the cost. Okay, I'm getting some responses. Let me just check your responses before I continue. Getting some responses. Okay. Dando says 586. Let's check if Dando is correct. Okay, so the cost in this case will be cost per liter, which is 11.72 per liter, times how many liters? How many liters? 50 liters times 50 liters, right? Obviously, using your calculator, you just say, okay, here, let's pull out my calculator. Just say 11.72 times 50, right? So Dando is correct. Well done to Dando and the rest of you guys who got it correct. So the answer is 586. Okay, well done. Okay, you can also use cross multiplication for this type of question, right? But in this case, it's actually very, very easy. So let's leave it as is. And now for B, B says, calculate how many liters you could buy with 200. Right? Round off your answer to 2 decimal places. Right? How many liters could you buy with 200 rands? Right? Okay, how many liters, learners, would you buy with 200 rand? Please write your answer on your chat, on the group chat. Right? I'll check whether you understand this. How many liters can you buy with 200? How many liters can you buy with 200? So basically here, we looking at, you still remember how to use fractions, right? Do you know how to cross multiply, you know, basic things. So this section is actually very, very easy. Okay, now let us continue. Okay, 1 liter cost 11 rand 22. So in this case, number of liters, number of liters, number of liters. You will say 200 rands. Okay. I want to know how many times does 11 rand 72 going to 200, right? So divided by 11 rand, 72, right, per liter, right? Notice your rands will cancel out because I want to know liters and I'm left with liters in this case. So 200 divided by 11.72, right? Here my answer was 17.064, so on. But they said leave your answer or round off your answer to 2 decimal places. So for 2 decimal places, that means I must have 2 numbers after the comma, right? So in this case, it would be 17 comma. Okay, here I can say I have 0 and 6, right? So I'll end at 6, but I need to first check if my 6 will change or not. Remember the number next to a 6, if it is a 4 or below 4, 3, 2, 0, this 6 does not change. But if it is a 5 upwards, this 6 will go up by 1 to a 7. So my answer will be 0.6. 0.6 liters. Okay, that was simple as well, right? Okay, let's carry on. We still have another 15 minutes or so. Okay, here's another nice and challenging question, right? Let me just see. This will be your homework. Okay, activity 6, cost and volume, right? Okay, this one says Tandy is baking cupcakes. I love cupcakes. And the recipe requires 1¼ cup of milk, right? So in this case, I haven't given you the whole recipe. I just given that for cupcakes. Okay, cupcakes. And these are very, very nice, by the way. Especially in a cold weather like this, you require so much milk, right? Okay. Here, basically, this is a batch of cupcakes. We're not given how many there are, but for this recipe, I need a cup and a third of milk. It says, calculate how many mils of milk. So always underline what is required. She will need, if 1 cup is 250 ml, right? 1 cup is 250 ml, right? How many mils is 1⅓ cup equal to? How many mils is 1⅓ cup equals to, right? Okay, let me give you a few seconds for this one. It's easy. How many mils is 1⅓ cup equal to, right? So just give me your answer on your chats, right? So that I'll see how many of you understand what is happening. Okay. Okay, your time is actually up. Okay, again here, we are required to know your conversion. Remember, this one is actually easy. You should know it off by heart because they actually won't give you an exam. That's one. Okay, now in this case, let me just erase that. Okay, here you're told that 1 cup is 250 mils, right? So here we're just comparing cups and mils, right? Okay, for this one, okay, for this one, let us continue. Okay, 750. Okay, Dando says 750. Let me check if Dando is correct. Okay, now 1 cup, right? I keep on saying 1 liter. Okay, 1 cup, right? Gives you 250 mils. 1 cup gives you 250 mils. 1 cup gives you 250 mils. Okay, and then I need to know how many mils will you get from 1⅓ cup. Okay, we can basically do this a number of ways, right? You can see that one cup is 250, right? So this I think this is a simple way. 1 cup is 250, right? So 1⅓ cup, basically 1 cup is 250 mils, right? Plus 1⅓, 1/3 of 50. Remember, 1 cup is 250 of 250 mils. Okay. Now, all you need to do, basically, you need to simplify this to 50 mils plus 1⅓ cup. So for 1⅓ cup, you'll have the following. You'll have 1 divided by 3 times 250. Right. In this case, My answer is actually recurring 33,3333333. Okay. If you add these two, let's say I'm just running off to nearest whole number. If I'm running off, it will be 333. So that is 333, right? Obviously, this carries on, but I'm just running off to a whole number. So this is my answer, right? You can also use cross multiplication method, right? But for this one, in the interest of time, we'll skip cross multiplication for now. So the answer is 333 mils. Let me erase this. For number 2, 1.2. 1.2 says if the recipe is for 20 cupcakes, right? So this recipe gives you 20 cupcakes. Calculate the amount of milk required to bake 30, right? So this recipe gives you 20 cupcakes. Now I need to know how much milk do you need for 30 cupcakes. Give your answer in liters, right? Give your answer in liters, right? So my answer must be in liters. So just to simplify my life, it is always best to first change the quantity you need to liters straight away, so that you won't forget. Right? My answer must eventually be in liters, right? So I need to know how many liters do I need for 20 cupcakes. Remember, for 20 cupcakes, I need 333 mils, right? 333 mils, right? Where does this come from? Obviously, this is equal to 1 cup and a third, right? Because this recipe gives us 20 cupcakes. Okay, so now all you do, you basically change mils to liters, right? You can do this at the end, but it's best to do it early so that you won't forget. So how do you change mils to liters? Let me use a brighter color. How do you change mils to liters, right? So for this one, we are using this conversion. 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters, right? So I'm now converting from mils to liters, right? My factor is 1,000, right? Obviously, to change 1,000 to 1, what must I do? I am dividing, right? The only way to convert 1,000 to 1, then divide it, right? If you have the option of timesing or of dividing. So 333 mils, 333 mils is divided by 1,000. Divided by 1,000. And then now we have, right, equal to 0.333, right? Okay, don't run off your answers yet. Just leave it as that, right? Remember, this is actually already rounded off from number 1.1, right? Okay, so this is how much you need for 20 cupcakes. How much would you need for 30 cupcakes? Let me erase that. Okay, Lenas, please work through this question for me, right? I have 5 minutes left. This will be our last question. This will be our last question. Activity 6 will be our last for that day. Okay, work ahead of me, Lenas, because time is not on our side. Okay, this is really simple to erase this way. Yes. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, I hope you are. Okay, for this one, it's best to use cross multiplication, right? It's best to use cross multiplication, right? You can either say, okay, for this one, I'll give you two ways, right? Method one, hashtag one, method one. Okay, you can either say, how much milk will I need for one cupcake, right? For one cupcake, this is the first method. One cupcake. I think this will be our last question, learners, because of time. One cupcake. For 20, you need 0.333 liters. Right? For one cupcake, you'll say 0.33. Right? Divided by 20. Right? Remember, for 20 cupcakes, you need 0.333 liters. So for one, how much will you need? So it will be 0.333 divided by 20. Okay, let us work through that together. I don't have much time, learners, today. I think I was a bit slow. So tomorrow I'll work quite fast. Divided by 20, right? So for one, it will be 0.01665 liters, right? For one, right? So for 30 cupcakes, 30 cupcakes, okay, the answer will be 30 times, obviously, if one requires so much, 30 will be 30 times this amount, 0.00166 liters. So 0.01665. Okay, that is a 6, by the way, liters. So the answer, okay, I'm getting answers from you guys. Okay, it's 30 times 0.1665. So your answer is 0.4995. This basically ran off to this is about half a liter, right? This is actually equal to 0.5. If I told to run it off, it will be 0.5 liters, right? So that is okay. That is a longish way of doing the sum, right? Learners, I have three minutes left, so I can't share another method, right? You can also use cross multiplication, right? You can also just use cross multiplication. I'll start it off, but then I can't continue because of time, right? Let me show you how you could have started it off. You could have said, basically, because I want to give you homework, learners, so I can go on. Could have said 20 cupcakes, 60 requires 0.333 liters, right? And then for 30 cupcakes, 30 cc cupcakes, how many liters? X liters, right? And then you cross multiply, right? You say unknown will be equal to, make this the subject of the formula, right? It will be 30 cupcakes, right? Times 0.333 liters divided by 20 cupcakes, and then you get your answer, right? I'm sure all of you know this method, just cross multiplication, right? This needs to go to the top so that it can be the subject of the formula. This will go to the bottom, and then this will go to the top. You'll be dividing 20 and you'll be multiplying 18, right? So I don't have much time, and I have a minute left. Elena, I need you guys to do this for homework, right? If possible, I need you guys to screenshot this one for me, right? This is your homework, right? And I'll basically read to you quickly. You are given we are given a fish tank. This is a fish tank. Okay, it has a capacity of 2 kiloliters. A defined capacity, right? So please write it down. And then B, the fish tank is 85% full, right? 85% full. After adding some stones, there are some stones there. You can see stones to the bottom of the tank. The fish tank is now 97% full, right? So it went from 85% to 97%. Calculate the volume of the stones in liters. Calculate the volume of the stones in liters. So that is your homework, right? Hopefully you've written it down already because we actually out of time, right? Right. I just need to know the volume of the stones in liters, right? Hopefully you are done with that. Now let me just run off today's lesson because we are done. Okay. Basically, you need to memorize your factors. You need to know how many mils are there in 1 liter. You need to know how many liters are there in 1 kiloliter, right? And ensure that when you're solving, right, make sure that the units are the same. Can't work with liters and kiloliters. Can't work with liters and milliliters. The units must be the same. And then for additional information, there are some useful resources on the basic education website, www.education.gov.za. And then tomorrow's lesson will be looking at measuring temperature, right? We'll be looking at degrees Celsius and the like, right? So today's lesson is actually done. For more information, you can email us at info@africa10gigs.co.za. And also visit our site, www.africa10gigs.co.za, or on these social media platforms. Okay, we are done for today's lesson. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you very much.